Tulsa police tell us a man kicked in a door overnight, and it ended with that man being our CJ Macklin joining us live near 121st Street and Sheridan. CJ, what have you learned so far this morning?
Good morning, Julia. We are currently in Bixby at the corner of South Lakewood Avenue and East 124th Terrence South, where Tulsa police have confirmed a domestic disturbance early this morning. Right behind me, you can see Tulsa police cars still here, but there were 7 police cars all lit up early this morning. They are finishing this investigation early this morning, but we did get some confirmed details from Tulsa Police Department. A man is hospitalized this morning after TPD says he kicked in his ex-girlfriend's front door and was shot by a man inside.
So we have a young man that lost his life because he was entering a house, which the media is saying is his ex-girlfriend's house. So they had to defend themselves. But what if I told you that is not the whole story, that there's something else that happened that day and what's going on with this ex-girlfriend? Well, you're going to find out. Stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome everybody to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel, as you see on the hat right there. We take a look at cases, and what we do is we take a look at cases that need a different point of view or a different look, or it needs to be dug into deeper. Now, see, I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. I ran from the law for 15 years. I lived in different countries and under different names, and through my experience, I have learned how to look at things in a different way and look at these loopholes and things like that. So now what I do is I try and help find missing people. So I do a lot of missing people cases. I try and locate people who did a crime that don't want to be found, but we need to find them because I know how to find them. And not only that, I also look at cases that I feel the media is not telling us the whole truth. Something is being hidden. Well, that is the case we have right now. We have a young man out of Tulsa, Oklahoma by the name of Sean Six. By the way, I love that name, Sean Six. Rolls off the tongue, like that name. But unfortunately, Sean Six lost his life. Now you're going to hear why he lost his life, like you saw in the news clipping, or I should say the article in the beginning of the video, like I always do. So Sean, I'm gonna tell you what the media is saying first, and then I'm also going to read to you a couple articles of what the media is saying. All right. So this is what the media is telling us, that Sean got into an argument, okay, with his ex-girlfriend, stole her car, left, okay, not just left, but left her house. And he left it happened in the afternoon, and then came back around 3 in the morning. Decided to try and break through a window, couldn't get through the window, and then he kicked down the door. Now, the ex-girlfriend, or supposedly, was inside the house with another guy, and this guy was there to keep her safe because they knew how violent Sean was. Now, this is what the media is saying, all right? So when he broke down the door, the guy who was there with the ex-girlfriend, all right, used a weapon on Sean, fired once, hit him in the chest. Sean was taken to the hospital where he later on passed away, unfortunately.
Investigators say earlier in the day, the man had stolen his ex-girlfriend's car following a breakup. He came back to her home around 3 a.m. before forcing his way inside. The car in front of the home, is this the woman's car, or this is the man's car that came to the house?
It is her car that he had taken the previous night.
Okay. So he came back late overnight, and did he break into the home?
Yes, he kicked in the front door.
So that is exactly what the media is telling us, okay? So let's look at these clippings or a couple of these articles. Like I'm gonna read these articles to you, all right? And there's some key things I want you to peep out, all right? All right, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at a couple of these articles so you can exactly see, you know, what the news media is saying, okay? So this one's from 102.3 KRMG. It says, man shot during domestic disturbance in South Tulsa. Tulsa police responded to a domestic disturbance that left one man shot Tuesday morning. Police say they responded to the call in the area of 124th Street and Sheridan Road. So remember this, 124th Street, okay? She said he, ex-boyfriend, whoever wrote this didn't write this right, but she said he, ex-boyfriend, Sean Six, kicked in her front door, caused a disturbance inside the home. The woman had a male friend staying over for safety, okay? As the ex-boyfriend went to attack the male, the friend fired one shot, hitting the ex-boyfriend. Six was taken to the hospital where he later on died. Now let's take a look at this one. This is from the news clip that I showed also in the beginning of the video. It says a man is hospitalized in critical condition after Tulsa police say he kicked in his ex-girlfriend's front door, and a man in a home used his weapon on him. Now this is from 2 News, Oklahoma. The incident happened near Lakewood and 24th Terrace. Okay, so remember the other one said 24th Street. Now 24th Terrace in Bixby. So remember 124th Terrace in Bixby. Tulsa police confirmed the shooting stemmed from a domestic disturbance. Investigators said earlier in the day the man stole his ex-girlfriend's car. Following the breakup, he returned to her home around 3 a.m. and forced his way inside. So I'm going to repeat this one more time. Investigators said earlier in the day the man stole his ex-girlfriend's car following the breakup. Okay? So following, meaning they just broke up that day. He returned to her home around 3 a.m. and forced his way inside. Now you notice they said her home. Tulsa Police Department Sergeant E. Mitchie said the woman asked a friend to stay with her out of concern for her safety. Officers got here and were told that the family's ex-boyfriend broke in. She said a friend staying with her for fear of retaliation, some ongoing drama, he fired one shot, hit the intruder in the stomach, and one time. The ex-boyfriend is in critical condition. Officers handcuffed the shooter during the investigation on the scene. Okay, so this was before, Sean was taken to the hospital and he passed away. Now, as you saw, it says that he stole the car, but they kind of worded it a little differently. They said that they broke up in a way, then he stole the car and came back. Kind of odd, kind of weird. My first thought was, did she file a police report when he stole this car? Did she? They didn't say if she filed a police report. Think about this. If he supposedly stole this car in the afternoon and it shows back up at 3 a.m., what? She didn't file a police report? She didn't file a restraining order on him, or she didn't try and get some sort of, she did not contact the police if she's that scared and this man stole. If you're really threatened and you're really scared of somebody and they just stole your car, wouldn't you contact the authorities or contact somebody? So if something does happen, you got a record that, hey, I contacted the police. I tried to let you guys know this man is violent and he stole my car. So here's a police report of him stealing my car. That didn't sound right. I didn't see a police report. I looked, I didn't see anything. Now, not only that, the address, okay? The address that they talked about on the news, they said 124. First, it was 124. They said street. Then the other one was 124 Terrace. And then on the media report on the news, the actual video, he even said 124 Terrace. So I said, hold on, let me look. So this is what I found. All right, so that's Sean Six right here. 27 years old, correct? This is Sean Six, 27 years old. But let's scroll down and see locations. Let's say if we pop this into, this is what shows up. I would say that's the same place. What do you think? Do you think that's the same place? Look. Let's look here. That's where it happened, right? Look at that. Yep, I would say that's the same place. All right, so I wanted to look up this law in Oklahoma. Do you have the right to shoot somebody who is entering your home? And I want to tell you what I found, okay? So it says in Oklahoma, you can generally use force against someone unlawfully entering your home under the castle doctrine, meaning pretty much you have the right to protect your castle, okay? Easiest definition I can give you. But you cannot legally do this to someone who has a lawful right to be there, such as a legal resident, co-owner, or someone with a legal right to enter. All right? Deadly force is only justified against intruders, trespassers, or those committed a forcible felony. So basically it's saying if the person has a right to be there, if they live there or a co-owner, they're a legal resident of that address, you don't have the right to do that. So let's take a look to see what I can find to see if he, is or was a legal resident of that house. So I wanted to see in that state and also that city, which is told, can you legally change the locks to prevent a resident from entering? It says you cannot legally change the locks to prevent a resident from entering unless you have obtained a court-ordered eviction. Self-help evictions such as changing locks, turning off utilities, or removing property are illegal, and can result in the resident suing for possession and damages.
Officers responded to a domestic disturbance with a shooter involved. Officers get here. The female's on again, off again ex-boyfriend had kicked in the front doors, came into the house. She had a friend staying with her because fear from him. At this time, I guess there's some ongoing issues. He fired one into the ex-boyfriend that broke into the house. He was transported to the hospital in critical condition.
So come to find out, on my background report, and that's not the only report that I can pull. I pulled multiple. And guess what? They're all showing 124 Terrace, all of them, as the last known place that he was living. So if this is where he was living, doesn't that mean that that's his house? It's not the ex-girlfriend's house? Not only that, I looked at, now the ex-girlfriend's name is Savannah, okay? That's the ex-girlfriend's name. I looked her up. I didn't see any addresses on her at all. Or I should say any addresses that match where this just happened at. Her locations or any of that stuff was not associated with him. It was just him. Now, I'm not saying she didn't live there. She could still live there, right? But it didn't show up on her report. It showed up other places, not that one. All right. It even showed a place in the same city, which is pretty much our same town or whatever, which is right down the street, but it didn't show that one. Now, I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I found online as well, because I went online and, I'm looking around. I've talked to a couple people who's associated with this. I've also, not only that, looked at what some people were saying. So I'm going to tell you what one person said. Now, this is off a social media report right here from Sean's brother. It says that he wasn't an ex-boyfriend. They've been talking for a long time. They got in a fight. He left for a few hours to hang out with some friends. He returned home and his car he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's saying it was his car he just bought 2 weeks ago. Well, it wasn't her car. If he stole it, why didn't she file a report? It's the same thing I said. All right. Now, there's another person that's also saying that, yes, they were together. And what they said was they were together and they got into an argument. He found out she was cheating on him with another man. You know who the other man was that she's cheating on him with? Supposedly the man that was there that night inside the house who fired the weapon. Plot thickens, doesn't it? So supposedly Sean found out that she was cheating. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's what the argument was over, but supposedly he found out she was cheating. He got mad. You know, they had that argument. He left. I guess maybe to cool his head or whatever. Came back later on that night. And the reason why he broke down the door or tried to get through the window was because while he was gone, because he was gone for hours, he was gone from the afternoon, they said, to, late at night. While he was gone, the girl Savannah supposedly, allegedly changed the locks. She changed the lock on him. Now, I don't know if it was a physical lock or she changed the door code. I heard it was a door code. Somebody said door code, but I don't know if that's correct. So she changed the lock on him. So when he got home, he knew the other guy was in the house. So he tried to go through the window, couldn't. So then he kicked down the door. And then that's when the guy in the house, allegedly, that she was cheating on him with, fired. Because he confronted him. Sean confronted the guy. So we got a whole dramatic situation going on. Now, not only that, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to tell you guys some other things that goes even a little deeper. All right. So there was a post here, and this post says, a father lost his life after entering a home and his girlfriend, Savannah, was living in. So they're also saying they both were living in this home. He paid the bills. He paid for everything in the house. He found out that Savannah was cheating on him, which she has been for months. And went to home. He went back to the house he was living with her in. And of course, that's when the guy was there and, unalived him. Now, the post goes on to say this. Savannah plays victim. She claims she is scared of her life. She has placed 2 false POs against me because I am the stepmother of her children. Now, POs most likely stands for protective order, protective custody order, okay? POs against me because I am the stepmother of her children. She fears for her life when I have never personally done anything to her. These were denied as she has nothing against me, just filed them out of spite. Many people have seen us numerous times and have been victim to her themselves. She's a horrible human. I personally know about both the individual that died and Savannah, unfortunately, and this is not the first time she has been in the middle of a crime claiming she's the victim. She doesn't have custody over her own children for a reason. She's unsafe and I won't be quiet about this any longer. So that's from one person online, okay? Because there's a lot of things to read on this individual. But I looked at Savannah's record because I was curious. Now, Savannah has a record. We're talking about breaking the entry. She got I should say charged with threats against a person, breaking into an automobile, burglary. Now I don't know the full story, but supposedly on one of the stories, I don't know which one it is, but on one of the stories, her and another girl had some sort of drama situation going on. So Savannah took it upon herself to go break in or bust open this lady's Jeep, like a Jeep. I believe it was a Jeep Cherokee, but she busted open the Jeep, threw a rock through the window and threw a rock at the other, or a brick at the other lady, allegedly, things like that. So Savannah's not completely innocent. Not only that, there's a bunch of protective orders out there. I saw them. There's a bunch of protective orders out there dealing with her name. So I wonder what's going on. Now, one person even put, this person says, I hope justice is finally served. I personally have dealt with her on so many ways. It's unreal. I have videos of her destroying my property and cops did absolutely nothing. She has also broke into my home, stole from me and my child. Guess what? Absolutely nothing has been done. I pray justice is finally served in this matter. Another post says, you probably saw where me and my fam went and placed POs on her. So these people are saying that they placed protective custody or protective orders on her. Pretty much restraining order, okay? Because she was actively stalking and harassing us. She was finding us at locations, taking unwanted photos, and driving by my house nearly every day. So that's what that person says.
Started shooting 6110 East 124th Terrace, South 6110 East 124 Terrace, South Break. Everyone 113 10-4 Savannah Rutherford called in saying someone has been and sent viral staging, saying the ex-boyfriend Sean is the one that's in the chest. We don't have any suspect info at this time.
So there's a lot of things going on with this woman. Supposedly there's even another male victim who almost lost his life. I don't know the full details of that yet. Somebody, you can reach out to me and let me know this. Go right on ahead. I'm gonna drop my contact info in the description box. So if you know anything about this, go on ahead. Let me know. Hey, even if you're on the other side, if you're on Savannah's side, go ahead, drop me info. Let me know. All right? Because I'm all about exposing the real and really what's going on. So if this is the case, if this is really the case, all right, did Sean deserve it? Did he deserve this to happen to him? That's the question of the day. Now, if you look at the media, what the media is saying, he broke into his ex-girlfriend's house, stole her car. Yeah, then probably she was scared. But if what these other people, what they're saying are real, and this is exactly what happened, that's his house, I showed you right there that the address, that the house showed up on him, not her, but him. So I made a connection, just me, and I'm not even law enforcement. I made a connection. I even showed you guys the pictures. It's the same house. So if that's where he was living, and I read you guys the law, you are allowed to defend yourself in your castle, but you're not allowed to do that to a person that's living there with you, or they have a right to be there. You're not allowed to change the locks or change the code or anything like that on somebody that has a right that's living there. You have to go through the court proper procedures. So if we're going by this, could we be seeing a possible arrest coming soon? Could we be seeing them getting arrested soon? If police do their job and they investigate thoroughly, are these two going to get arrested soon? Not only are these two going to get arrested soon, but once again, did Sean deserve that? What do you guys think? Let me know. And do you think the other two should be arrested? Now, the person who held the weapon, he was detained, but as far as I know, he never went to jail. Not that I know of, but I know he was detained. And does Savannah's background play a role in this? Because some of Sean's friends are saying he was set up. They believed he was set up. And you might be asking, like, well, what's the set? How would you set? Well, people have funny ways of doing things. You ever got into an argument with somebody, maybe a spouse or significant other, and you felt to yourself like, are they arguing with me on purpose just to make me mad? Or are they doing this on purpose? Because somebody you're with who is spiteful, what they'll do is they will prey on your they will prey on your weaknesses, your downfall. Whatever pushes your buttons, they will know exactly what that is. So for example, if Sean had a habit of leaving the house when they got into an argument, because some people got to leave. So if he had a habit of leaving the house, and let's say she wanted to argue with him on purpose, I'm going to start this argument to get him to leave. And then while he's gone, I'm going to change the code on the keypad. Hey, here's our chance. Come over to the house. He's going to be gone for a while. Come over. Now, it doesn't mean she had to let him know on the plan. Doesn't mean she had to tell the other guy, like, hey, this is what we going to do. She probably didn't tell him anything. She probably was just like, hey, come on over. He's gone for a while. And he's there doing whatever, and he pops up. The boyfriend, Sean, pops up. Now he's like, oh. But hey, some friends are believing that he got set up. So do you think he got set up? You guys let me know what you think about this case, okay? And like I said, anybody who knows about this, you're welcome to reach out to me, all right? And I'll keep you anonymous. You can even do an interview if you want to. Please like, subscribe, share this story, share the channel. We are almost at 25,000 subscribers. And guess what? We did this in a matter of only 9 months. Thank you so much, people. Thank you to the Fugitive TV community for believing in me and showing up and showing out on every single video that I upload. Thank you so much. And please comment below your city and state that you're from, country, because I try to interact with everybody that I can. When the comments get out of hand, I'm sorry, but I try to interact with everybody that I can, okay? So I want to tell you guys, please take care of one another. Watch out for your surroundings, okay? This is Fugitive TV. I'm out.